Picture this. It's January 2024. You sit down, build a thoughtful portfolio, maybe 70% US stocks, 20% international, 10% bonds. You feel good about it, balanced, intentional. You set it and mostly forget about it. Now it's 2026. You log in and something looks off. Your US stock allocation has crept from 70% to almost 85%. Your bond position has shrunk, your international sleeve barely registers. And here's the thing, you didn't do anything wrong. You just didn't do anything at all. That's the contradiction nobody talks about. Doing nothing is still a decision, and over time it quietly reshapes your portfolio into something you never actually agreed to own. Now, some of you are thinking, okay, but US stocks have been strong, so isn't that fine? Maybe, but that's not really the point. The point is, your risk level just changed without you noticing. And the question is, what do you do about it? Stay with me because I'm going to show you 3 specific ETFs that can help you fix this. Not just good ETFs in general, 3 that Morningstar specifically flagged with their highest gold rating for exactly this situation. My name is Finn, and I spend way too much time thinking about personal finance and investing. If you're someone who feels like your portfolio has drifted into something you don't fully recognize anymore, and you're not sure how to recenter it without blowing up your tax situation or taking on too much risk, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Here's what most people get wrong about rebalancing. They think it's about chasing better returns. It's not. Read that again. It's about risk, not returns. What rebalancing actually does is pull your portfolio back to the level of risk you originally decided you could handle, before the market made that decision for you. Think of it this way. If you had $100,000 at the start of 2024 with a 70-30 stock-bond split, you had $70,000 in stocks. After the kind of US equity run we've seen through 2025 and into 2026, that $70,000 could easily have grown to $90,000 or more, while your bonds barely moved. Now you're not sitting at 70-30, you're closer to 80-20, maybe higher. That's a meaningful shift. Not catastrophic, but enough that if we hit a sharp equity sell-off, and 2026 has already reminded us those happen, your portfolio takes a bigger hit than you planned for, especially if you're within 10 or 15 years of retirement. So, 3 ETFs. Let's get into them. ETF number 1, SCHD, the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF. And I want to be precise about what this fund actually does, because the name makes it sound simpler than it is. SCHD tracks the Dow Jones US Dividend 100 Index. That index has a specific rule. Every company in it has to have paid dividends for at least 10 consecutive years and demonstrate the financial strength to keep doing so. So you're not just buying dividend payers, you're buying companies with durable cash flows and healthy balance sheets. PepsiCo, Verizon, that type of business. Here's where it gets interesting. If your portfolio has drifted toward large cap growth, the Nvidias, the Metas, the high multiple tech names, SCHD pulls you in the opposite direction. It teaches value. It lends income. It's inherently less volatile than a growth-heavy portfolio. And it costs 6 basis points. That is 6 cents per $100 invested per year. Negligible. One potential drawback, SCHD won't keep pace with pure growth funds in a ripping bull market. That's not what it's for. It's a stabilizer, a way to reintroduce quality and income into a portfolio that's gotten stretched. ETF number 2, DIVI, Dimensional International Value. Now, 27 basis points is higher than SCHD, but here's the context. DIVI is actively managed, and its fee is still well below most actively managed international funds, so for what it does, the cost is reasonable. What does it do? It targets developed international markets, Europe, Japan, Australia, but with a very specific lens. Instead of just buying every international company by market cap, DIVI applies systematic tilts toward 3 things: value, profitability, and smaller market capitalizations. This matters because of something that's been quietly happening. International stocks outperformed US stocks in 2025, and that trend has continued into 2026. If you've been sitting entirely in US equities, you've been missing that, and your international allocation, whatever it was, has likely shrunk as a percentage of your portfolio just because US growth has been so dominant in prior years. DIVI also solves a less discussed problem. Some international stocks are expensive or difficult to trade. Dimensional has the infrastructure to implement the strategy flexibly and sidestep unnecessary transaction costs. That operational detail actually matters for long-term performance. Now, no strategy is perfect. International stocks carry currency risk and can underperform US markets for extended periods. History has shown both directions. But if your international sleeve has drifted below your target, DIVI is one of the cleaner ways to restore it. ETF number 3, VGSH, Vanguard Short-Term Treasury. And look, I know what some of you are thinking. Bond ETF? Boring. Here's what most people don't realize. This isn't just a bond ETF. It's a specific type of bond exposure, short-term US Treasuries, maturity of 1 to 3 years, that behaves very differently from what most people imagine when they think bonds. The average effective duration is under 2 years. That means when interest rates move, and they've been moving, this fund barely flinches. Longer duration bond funds have gotten hurt badly in rate volatile environments. VGSH sidesteps most of that. What it is at its core is a ballast. If your portfolio has drifted too heavily into equities and you want to reduce risk without giving up much return potential to credit risk, because these are US Treasuries, essentially the safest fixed income you can own, VGSH is a compelling option. And it costs 4 basis points, less than SCHD. It won't deliver dramatic returns, it's not supposed to. Its job is stability. In a portfolio that's been riding the equity wave, that stability has real value. So let's tie this together clearly. If you're over-concentrated in US large-cap growth, SCHD gives you a value and income tilt within domestic equities. If your international allocation has shrunk below your target, DFIV gives you disciplined access to undervalued international markets with low fees and smart implementation. If your bond exposure has eroded and you want to reduce equity risk without interest rate drama, VGSH gives you the steadiest anchor available in fixed income. These 3 ETFs don't need to replace your entire portfolio. The point is surgical correction. You find where you've drifted, and you use the right tool to bring things back into line. Rebalancing feels administrative, I get it, but the investors who treat it seriously, who actually check their allocation once or twice a year and make small, deliberate adjustments, are the ones who don't panic when markets get rough, because their risk level actually matches what they signed up for. Go check your portfolio today, not to trade, just to look. See how far it's drifted from your original targets, and if the answer is a lot, now you know 3 gold-rated ETFs that can help bring it back. If this video gave you something to think about, hit like and subscribe. I'll be back with more. This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute personalized investment advice. All investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. Past performance does not guarantee future results.